On this episode of In Case You Missed It, China plants its flag at the Nurburgring, we take a closer look at Mercedes driver's search, and some Chevy engines are melting themselves. What's up guys, and welcome to another episode of In Case You Missed It. Today we're starting out at the Nurburgring, the home of fire-breathing monsters and technical marvels from the automotive world. Hardly the place you'd expect to see an electric car breaking records, but that's exactly what we're going to talk about, and it comes from China of all places. Specifically, we're talking about Next EV. They have just set the Nurburgring EV lap record, and they shattered it by 17 seconds. I know what you're thinking, 17 seconds off of an EV lap record, who cares? But the thing of it is, the NIO EP9 did the lap in 7 minutes, 5.12 seconds. That's not fast by EV standards, that's fast full stop. The NIO EP9 bested cars like the Nissan GT-R Nismo Edition, the Ferrari 488, and the Dodge Viper ACR. Those are fast cars, and it did it without even burning a single dinosaur. Next up, we're talking Formula One, specifically the seat Nico Rosberg vacated with his surprise retirement at Mercedes AMG Formula One. This left Mercedes scrambling. While names like Sebastian Vettel and Fernando Alonso have been thrown around to fill the vacancy, both of those drivers have elected to stay with their current teams. Also, recently retired drivers Jenson Button and Felipe Massa have also ruled themselves out of consideration for the vacant Mercedes seat, meaning Mercedes is left with just two options, Pascal Wehrlein and Vitaly Bottas. First, we start with Pascal Wehrlein. He's actually under contract with Mercedes, even though he's been driving for Manor this past season. He's a young up-and-coming driver. He has the talent to go fast, but what he does lack is experience. And for a team fighting for the Constructors' Championship, experience is one thing Mercedes definitely needs. And that brings me to Vitaly Bottas. He's had actually a pretty good career driving for a second-tier team in Williams. At the beginning of the season, Bottas was actually under consideration to drive for Ferrari, replacing then Kimi Räikkönen. Unfortunately, that didn't pan out for him. Bottas has the talent to be fast in a Mercedes, but he also has experience, and that makes him an extremely attractive option for Mercedes going forward into the 2017 season. And what does all this mean for current Mercedes driver and three-time world champion Lewis Hamilton? Well, he has told the team that he doesn't care who they sign to be the next driver, he just doesn't want, and I'm quoting here, them to have a poisonous effect on the team. Now, what exactly does that mean, a poisonous effect? Personally, I think that's a shot at his former teammates, Rosberg and Alonso, and he doesn't want to repeat those types of situations going forward. Hamilton and Alonso spent 1 year together at McLaren, and their relationship there was contentious at best. It's also no secret that Lewis and Nico didn't exactly love each other this past season. I think Lewis wants to avoid this again. In addition, I also think this is his way of trying to secure a no-doubt #1 spot with the Mercedes team. I think he's sick of playing this equal, everybody gets a fair shake deal, and I think he wants someone who's going to be the clear #2 behind him as he goes for championship #4. And that's why, when all is said and done, I think Pascal Wehrlein is going to be the choice at Mercedes for their vacant driver's seat. #1, he's already under contract with Mercedes, so he's going to be cheaper than just about any other option out there. And #2, even though he's a young up-and-coming driver itching to prove himself, he's clearly going to be the #2 behind three-time champ Lewis Hamilton. And now on to Grand Tour news. It's no secret that the boys have gotten themselves into a little bit of trouble in the past, specifically Clarkson. And in the most recent episode from the Grand Tour where they did renewable cars, Clarkson had basically a meat and bones car. Now obviously this was offensive, and in countries like India they actually removed 30 minutes of the episode because they found it so offensive. And that brings me to engine news. Chevy just recently replaced its 2.4-liter naturally aspirated four-cylinder with a 1.5-liter turbocharged four-cylinder. This is done for a whole mess of reasons, chiefly among which is to get the same kind of power, but with much better fuel economy. We've actually driven the Malibu with the 1.5-liter turbocharged engine, and we were actually very pleasantly surprised. Chevy has come a long way in its mid-size and small cars in just a short period of time, making it a very attractive option if you're looking for that sort of inexpensive, mid-size family sedan. Unfortunately, the 1.5-liter has one tiny little problem, and that's that it might, potentially, melt a piston, which I don't have to tell you is probably going to ruin your day and is probably a reason to avoid the Malibu 1.5 until they have this problem situated and figured out. Lastly, that brings me to Christmas. The big day is right around the corner, and if you still have some shopping left to do, I'm here to give you some ideas for those difficult to shop for gearheads in your life. #1, we go to etched blueprints. The etched blueprints are exactly what they sound like. They're a set of blueprints for a specific car that the gearhead in your life may or may not want. They're pretty cool, and you can get them for just about any car you want, making it really the perfect gift for the gearhead in your life. You can get their favorite car, you can get their current car, or whatever the heck they may want. I'll put a link on how to get one in the description below. And the number 2 gift option, well, that's a video game. It's Project Cars, and it's probably one of the best racing sims currently available on the market right now. It's actually really cheap. You can get it for about $25 on Amazon as opposed to $60 when it was brand new. It's a great combination of great graphics and just really nerdy attention to detail. If you have a big time racing fan in your life, I definitely recommend you pick this up for them. Comes with a caveat though. Once they start playing this game, you may not see them for a while. So if this is for a significant other, proceed with caution. And that brings me to coming soon. We have a couple of reviews and one pretty cool video coming for you this week. Number 1, I've been driving the regular Mitsubishi Lancer all-wheel drive, and while it may not be an Evo, it's still a few minor tweaks away from being actually a fun car. Number 2, Chris has been driving the brand new Lexus IS200T F-Sport. His full review will be on the website, and I'm also happy to announce we're finally going to have the video where we took that IS200T F-Sport and put it up against the original, my 2002 Lexus IS300. It was a lot of fun. It's in the edit right now. Hopefully it'll come out later this week. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, if you like our stuff, please subscribe and share. Also, you can find us on Twitter at @ShiftingLanes. Also on Facebook at facebook.com/shiftinglanes. I've been Chad, and I'll catch you next time.